What a beautiful day it is. And, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but lately the sky at night has been pretty clear. And when I look up and I see the stars or see Venus glowing brightly over in the western sky, it just reminds me of how massive God's creation is and how tiny I am. And Paul had a tremendous reputation growing up in Jerusalem and the surrounding area, Tarsus, and then landing in Jerusalem as a rising political star. This Saul of Tarsus was well educated in one of the best schools available in the world, School of Gamaliel, and he had an expansive vocabulary. He had a very complicated thought process. The way his mind worked was at a higher level than most of us, I think. When you read the sentences that he wrote down, they're pretty complicated. But when he wrote to the church in Corinth, he said, "When I came to you, brothers, I did not come with superiority of speech or of wisdom, proclaiming to you the testimony of God. For I determined to know nothing among you except Christ, or Jesus Christ, and Him crucified." This goal was, I'm sure, emphasized by the thorn in the flesh that God had sent to keep Paul humble. He had an amazing education. He had superiority of philosophical training, of vocabulary learning, all kinds of abilities. But he said, I didn't come to you with superiority of wisdom or my vocabulary or speech. I came to you and I determined that I would know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. That is an excellent pattern for any of us. When you lead a group in prayer, it is not to impress anyone there with your eloquence. It's to come before the throne of grace through Jesus Christ and His righteousness alone. It's not the preacher's job to make himself look intelligent. Rather, it's his job to present the word humbly. We don't come with superiority of our experience or our education. The power is not in the speaker. The power is in what is spoken. It's in the word. The power, the presence is not in the one who leads in prayer or leads in teaching or leads in preaching. The presence of Christ is there in the scriptures, in the text, in the word. So as you present the good news to family or friends, co-workers, neighbors, enemies, don't approach it with, boy, I want them to think I'm a good speaker, or I want them to think I know everything that they could ask. Rather, let's approach this humbly and present Jesus Christ, what we know about Jesus and Him crucified and Him buried and Him resurrected and Him ascended and Him returning to take us home with Him. That is the simple, powerful gospel. In Romans, we read where Paul said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to the Jew first, and also to the Gentile. It's the simple, straightforward explanation of how God loves you, because He certainly does. Paul said, I determined to know nothing among you except Jesus Christ and Him crucified. You don't have to impress anybody with your education, your experience, your vocabulary, your philosophical grasp of the way things work. You present Jesus, the love of God in flesh. Present the good news, the love of God in word, and revel yourself in the fact that God loves you. And I get to remind you again today that God loves you. And He always will, no matter what. No matter what you do, God will love you. His blessings are at His table. His blessings are within His household. You can choose to remove yourself from his table. You can choose to remove yourself from his household. But that will not change the way he loves you. And if you have chosen to remove yourself from his table, if you've chosen to separate yourself from his household, he is longing for you to come back. And the love and the power that he has expressed through Jesus Christ is more than enough to redeem your soul, to rescue you, to set you free from whatever's entangled you. So come back, because God loves you. And when you get back, you'll recognize that we love you too. God bless you.